Matt Dawson.
I enjoyed that.
Wish I could say the same. So tell me this now, and tell me no more. I know you, not very well, but I know you enough to know that off the pitch, you're a good-humoured, gentle, decent soul, and on the pitch, you're a bit like the Antichrist. I mean, I've seen you try to referee games. In fact, every game you play in, you try to referee.
I can't believe you've said that. What has given you that impression? I think it's the nature of you know rugby, Terry. It's the nature of my position. I have to sometimes question what goes on, and yes, I like to move my hands and appeal, and now and again I may curse, but I mean, obviously not this evening. But I do like to get a bit wound up because I'm very passionate about the game. You know, that's the way I am.
The great thing about rugby is when we see a match, and I see forwards, they're going to kill you if they ever catch you. They are going to kill you. And then the whistle goes and you all shake hands and walk off. As friends, it's extraordinary.
That part of the game has always baffled me. It really, really has, because you're right. I mean, your headlocks, they're grabbing you in places. Men really shouldn't be grabbing other men unless you're in, you know, obviously. But and you're right. And then you make a tunnel at the end of the pitch. You 3 cheers, shake everyone's hands, get in the bar. Now again, have a glass of beer, and you're the best of friends. And then you meet up for your country, and then you're cheering for one another to play. It's quite strange.
Yeah, is it the same on Question of Sport? I mean, after you and Ali have had a bit of a barney, do you all shake hands afterwards, you and Sue?
I certainly don't grab Ali in places where I get involved.
Well, he wouldn't understand, he's a footballer.
Well, that's true.
And he doesn't understand about the communal showers and what goes on in the scrum.
Oh, well, they have their own cubicles, don't they?
Oh, of course they do. Their own private cubicles. Yeah. Do they really?
I reckon so.
Oh. So how do you fancy your chances this year?
I think England they've got a good chance. I really, really do. It's a totally different environment than it has been before. Over the last few months, the autumn, we had a really good series, and I think the younger players that have now become a little bit more experienced and established are coming to the fore, and it's making it very exciting for the old fellas like myself and Mr. Dallaglio.
You're having to fight for your place, aren't you?
And I've always had to fight for my place, and I think that's been the strength of the scrum half position over the years with Kieran Bracken, Andy Gomsall, Austin Healy, now Harry Ellis, who's playing fantastically well at Leicester. I think that will always continue, and long may it continue, because that will be the strength and depth of the country.
I used to play rugby when a lad, but you know, it seemed to be quite a tough game. But compared to the way it is now, you watch rugby union as much as I do. I'd never play it now because it's too tough. It's too attritional.
What position were you?
I was a prop, so I didn't have to carry the ball at all. I never saw the ball from one end of the game to another. I just got into a scrum and people punched me, and then I got up. But it's not so much that. But don't you think it is a ferocious game now? People tackle. They don't just tackle around the ankles the way we were taught. They tackle face on. They hit you to drive you back. Very physical and dangerous.
Yeah, the game. Well, I wouldn't say it's dangerous, because we're all very conditioned and we train hard to take those types of knocks. And every single year, don't get me wrong, they are getting bigger and stronger and faster and fitter, more powerful. And I'm getting a little bit older, hair's getting a little bit thinner. So it does make it difficult. But the beauty of being a little bit older and more experienced is that you just learn to sort of take a few different lines.
Run away?
Well, I mean, I didn't want to say that, but it is pretty much avoiding what you used to get clattered about. So, I mean...
But I mean, will you be able to walk by the time you're in your 40s? I mean that quite seriously, because rugby is
I've promised myself that when the time is right for me to finish rugby, I'll know. But I do want to be able to join you for a game of golf, Terry, and not just on a buggy. I want to be able to, have a family and play with the kids and do all those things that, proud fathers and grown men do. And that's important for me. I don't want to play till I can't walk anymore.
What will you do? You're already carving a career for yourself in television. What's your ambition? What would you like to be when the time comes to blow the whistle?
I would like to give television a go. I think I've probably made it fairly obvious by the likes of Question of Sport and being involved in one or two programmes. But do you know what? I'd like it to be a genuine challenge for me. I don't want to just get it because I used to play rugby and I've done a bit. I see it as I was rubbish at school, Terry. Absolutely rubbish because I was too busy playing sport and running around just being a lunatic. And so I'm going to use that as maybe my education to say, right, get your head down and really learn how to make a trade out of it. So I think I might just have a little bit of a grown-up moment and get my head into it.
Is there anything particular you'd like to move away from sport a bit?
I mean, I think sport will obviously open doors for me because of the nature of that. But maybe I think that would possibly test me. Certainly, maybe try other sports, not just rugby.
What about commentary? Would you fancy doing that?
I would like to do commentary, but I always find it very difficult. I know there are commentators out there who love having a go at the players and they'll drop a ball and they'll emphasise. And I think, well, the poor fella knows he's made a mistake. You don't need to rub his nose in it. I'm fed up with hearing commentators talk about me bouncing bombs to my fly half, So I wouldn't want to be put in that position. I'd quite like to be a little bit more sort of outside of that environment, so players couldn't say, "Oh God, that Dawson gave me a right good slate in there." I don't want to be part of that, really.
You were part of the World Cup winning team. You're the one who provided the pass that won the match.
Yeah.
Johnny Wilkinson. Did you ever think, what have he missed?
I mean, there was one thought going through my mind a little bit previous to that where I'd made just a little break, 5-10 yards I'd made just to get further on. And I thought, I just remember that split second where you think, oh, I could go all the way, I could score that try, I could get knighted, that'd be everything. And it all flashes through your mind, and then you get absolutely smashed. And you're like, well, it was there for a minute, there we go, we'll leave it for John. And I think the beauty of that is that, yes, of course, we're going to mention Johnny and the drop goal, but everyone had the part to play, which was why we were so successful. The line out, the ruck, our skipper taking those final 2 yards, which he was always brilliant at. And then, of course, we had Johnny, who had practiced his heart out for months and months, years and years, for that one opportunity.
And you had to play against the referee as well.
Yes. I mean, I'll tell a little story about that. Yeah. Am I allowed to?
Of course, we're fully covered in insurance.
I may tone it down a little bit. But the referee was a South African, Andre Watson. Forgive my impression of him, but I'll go for it. Okay. But he came in the change room before, and he gets, as you'll know this as a prop forward, he'll get the front row together and he'll talk about bindings and engagements and make sure that it's all absolutely tickety-boo. And they were like, yeah, no problem. And Andre turned around to me and he said, Dawson. I was like, yeah, Andre. He said, don't be a prat today. I was like, right, okay. And we played the game. And while he was talking to these props, in the change room, he said, look, I know it's a massive area for you lot today. I will not give a penalty unless I can put my mortgage on it. I won't risk it. So we're like, well, we're all happy days there, no problems. Play the game. What happens? Last minute of the game, scrum goes down, penalty to Australia. And you're like, oh my God. This is for the World Cup. For how can you do that? And we all get back 10. And then Steve Thompson, front row, hooker, not the fizziest drink in the fridge. He pulls up from the scrum and looked at Andre and went, Andre, you must have a rubbish house.
What a fantastic story.
He didn't say rubbish, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
We wish you luck in everything you do. To see you come off the bench, play a blinder.
Let's hope so.
Matt Dawson.
Thanks very much.